What's up, everyone? I'm Shaq Malik, and you're listening to the Who Dropped the Popcorn podcast. The premise is simple. One of us picks a film that we know the others haven't seen. We all watch it, and we come here to discuss it. Joining us tonight is Dave McHugh.
Booyakasha.
Andy Newlands.
It's me, Mario!
And all the way from the somewhat north of England, Kyle Hammond.
I spent ages writing a really funny intro, but I'm going to save it for a rainy day.
That's not good. That's not a good one. Well, at least you made Dave
Make him laugh, make him laugh.
Turn it off. God. Turn it off.
Here's your warning, we'll be going into heavy spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film, we thoroughly recommend you watch it before listening to this. This episode's choice is Dave's. Dave has chosen Singin In The Rain, released in 1952 and written by Adolph Green and Betty Comden and directed by Stanley Dolan and Gene Kelly himself, with songs written by Arthur Freed. Singin In The Rain is a musical that follows a famous Golden Age Hollywood actor by the name of Don Lockwood, played by Gene Kelly, as he falls head over heels for stage actress Kathy Selden, played by Debbie Reynolds, while trying to adapt their working lives to the emergence of a new genre of movies called the talkies. Dave, why did you choose this film?
To annoy Andy and Kyle.
Is that the reason why?
No,
did you know? I don't think you knowingly chose it to annoy them, because I doubt.
Make them laugh, make them laugh.
I just thought the toxic masculinity on this podcast was too much. I thought we had to bring it down a bit with something nice.
You certainly managed to do that.
Because it's beautiful in this modern, busy, hectic world. Sometimes you just got to sit down and watch Singin' in the Rain and forget about the modern world. It's beautiful, man. No wonder people watch it 100 times. Because you just need to watch it 100 times to soak it all in. It's more complicated than June.
When was the first time you saw it?
Only about maybe 2 years ago, to be honest.
And what made you watch that film, go out of your way 2 years ago to watch Singin' in the Rain?
COVID and alcohol, yeah, both.
COVID and alcohol.
Yeah, just like a man, I watched a lot of films.
Okay.
But yeah, it just blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. The opening, how are the openings just so nice?
Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, but talking sort of outside of the realms of this film and asking, first I'll ask Kyle, you sort of expressed your feelings about musicals before. So those that weren't listening to the previous episode, Kyle said musicals are his worst genre of films.
Yep, I still agree, yeah.
Is there a musical, I mean, let's not talk about Singin' in the Rain just yet, but is there a musical that you do have a lot of positive things to say about?
Yeah, The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, I like that
fan.
film. Yeah. My daughter loves it, so I first watched it with her. Yeah, I love it, man. It's great.
It is great.
Wait there, are you, that's like the most musical?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't know, man. I just got soaked up in it all. It's great.
You get carried away with Hugh Jackman's masculinity.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman copied Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly taught Hugh Jackman everything he knows.
Ready?
Where are you getting? Can we fact check that?
Yeah.
100%.
Is Hugh Jackman going to appear in the show?
Well, on the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, Newlands does love him, so there's a chance.
I do. Hugh Jackman's opening of the Oscars is one of the most amazing Oscar opening ceremonies. Have you seen that, Shaf?
For someone who hates musicals, the fact you keep on talking about this opening of the Oscars,
honestly,
like
guys, you've got to watch it.
I mean, can I just say something? Is that Kyle's just said that previously said that his worst genre of film is musicals, but now he's saying he loves The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, I know what he means.
And Andy is saying that had a lot of bad things to say about Dave's choice before watching the film, and now he's saying that he loves Hugh Jackman, singing and dancing on stage. So I just think that both of you actually love musicals, but you don't want to admit it because you don't want to sound like pussies.
Nah, it's a type
egg
of musical.
On your face, like I predicted. Egg on your face.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, okay. So how about you? Andy, are there any musicals that you are partial to.
Yep. Les Miserables, love that. Love watching it with my wife. Brilliant.
Boring.
The Greatest Showman is one of the greatest films of all time. I don't know if you agree, I like watching like Broadway shows. So like, I don't know if this quite counts, but like Hamilton, when Disney or Amazon Prime streamed that was amazing. So those are the Phantom of the Opera. those are my big ticket items.
What about the Blues Brothers?
And it was a bit much for me. That you raised that up to the max.
You've never seen
it? Oh my God, Kyle!
No.
You've not seen the Blues Brothers. You had man. We all got to watch the Blues Brothers with Kyle because I think you're going to love it.
Oh my God, that's the world I want to live in. The Blues Brothers world is the world I wish existed. Oh my God, Kyle! Don't wait. Watch it tonight, man. When you finish this, watch the Blues Brothers tonight. I'm serious, man. It is one of the best films ever made.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Jesus, that's the film that I've watched maybe one of the most. That's in my top 10 of films I've seen the most times. My God. Everybody.
So yeah, musicals, man. I like the way musicals
have loads of singing.
They can move me very emotionally. What? What did you say? You're such a bellend. It's unbelievable. I'll have to listen back to that later, and then I'll ring you up.
Batter me.
I'll give you my retort then.
Okay. And how about you, Dave? Other than outside this film, how familiar are you with musicals?
Well, it's funny because if someone said to me, like, do you want to go and watch a show on Broadway? I'd be like, no, please, God, no. Shore leave, shore leave. I'd be like, oh,
I paid 200 quid for the pleasure as well.
Yeah,
and you could be watching.
I don't know. I guess I'm alone. I wouldn't mind doing
I would just be like,
sounds like an experience.
Just kill me now.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chef.
But there is something about.
I thought you'd love that, Dave, because you love, dressing up and going out and pretending to be a count.
Put on makeup.
Love all that. Yeah.
I don't like those ones where there's so many people singing at the same time. That literally cuts through me. It's just like, oh God, yeah. It's just all too much. I'd have a nervous breakdown, freak out. Then that's me, lost, Vanilla Sky, running around Central Park, and
it's just the concept of a flash mob just put you off lots of people singing at the same time.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's just like that's why I was so shocked at how much I love Singing in the Rain.
So, what? No other musicals you want to highlight about how much you love them?
No. To be honest, I've barely seen a musical. If I'm perfectly honest, yeah, I can't really think. I don't even like the modern ones really. Quite like La La Land, I guess that was alright.
Oh, I hated that film. Hated it.
Yeah, I won't watch it.
I'm going to have to repeat the same question. If you've not seen many musicals, why did you watch this film 2 years ago? I don't get why Singin' in the Rain.
Well, because Singin' in the Rain is like the king of the musicals.
No, because a lot of people would say Sound of Music is the king of musicals.
Yeah, doubt it.
Well, it's actually number 8 according to IMDb.
What's the top 7?
Lion King, Hamilton, Singing in the Rain is 3rd.
Oh, right. Well, okay.
Aladdin, funnily enough, is 6th, which we were speaking about a few weeks ago.
But one thing is that knowing the group who they are, and I'm asking you guys what musicals you like. I'm surprised no one's mentioned South Park the movie yet.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. You've misjudged us there.
Shut your fucking face, I go fucker.
Yeah, stick it in then. Stick it in.
Suck on my joke.
No, don't. We'll have to edit
Oh, Satan.
Why do you always want to do me from behind?
That is amazing, actually, that film. Well done, Chef. That's an incredible shout out. I remember growing up and seeing like Mary Poppins and the Wizard of Oz and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and all that, and that was all right. And we grew up as kids. Like we must have seen so many Disney movies that were I don't know if you call them musicals, but they certainly had that.
Yeah, because it's weird. I wouldn't really consider The Lion King a musical. Right? Yeah.
Fun, you're mad, isn't it? Yeah. And yeah,
Chetty, Chetty, Bang Bang. Yeah.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
And then,
so I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but in year 5,
Boy from Space,
Mrs. Cleary put on Oliver. And I remember, because I think we were studying Victorian times or whatever. So she put on Oliver, and then at the end of the film, she said, who liked the film? And I remember practically everyone in the class put their hands up saying they liked it.
Yeah.
And then it was only me, which is who didn't like the film. And it was only me that put my hand up. And then she was like, why didn't you like it? I was like, I don't know, it's just a bit of shit, innit? I gave like a really giddy answer. I don't know why, but
lack of representation.
Yeah, that's it. This in June should go in the window. Go out there.
God, you know what? I actually love musicals. I didn't realise.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You guys
I was in Oliver as well at the Opera House.
Oh, I forgot you did shit at the Opera House. Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that? I was one of the food, glorious food, motherfucker.
Who did you play in Oliver?
One of the workhouse boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was brilliant. What a great experience.
Not a major role. Don't get carried away, Chaplin.
Oh, fucking hell. I was Oliver.
Charlotte's in the school play, and we pay 50 quid a month for her to go to like dance lessons.
Oh, yeah.
And she's ended up getting the role as Villager number 7. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? 50 quid a month, and then you're Villager number 7.
Is that you talking to Charlotte? What the fuck? 50 quid, man.
No, dance me now and let's improve your moves.
Oh, mate, sorry about that.
Yeah, man. You like Macaulay Culkin's dad. I love it. Keep on, man. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, so Andy, would you care to recap this film?
Oh, sorry. Shafi, what about your favourite musicals?
Stop asking Shafi.
Yeah, Shafi.
Oh, you don't need to. Yeah, I think South Park. That's it. Let's get back to
South Park and the Blues Brothers. What about the commitments? What about the commitments? That's
what about, how come no one's mentioned The Wiz as well? The Wiz?
Because no one's ever heard of it.
Oh, we need to bury the Wiz.
One.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson one. Yeah.
What? Oh my God.
No one's actually said Moonwalker as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
Hands down.
That is my favourite musical of all time.
That's just a compilation of his videos with about 10 minutes at the end.
I remember reading an article about like the behind the scenes, and the director was just so confused from Michael Jackson's demands. Like he was saying
about Michael.
He was like, so wait there, does this have a narrative? As in, he's like, what? And he's like, oh, well, how about I just hang out with a lot of kids and they get kidnapped and, and then I turn into a car and then I turn into a robot and then like they sort of put together a script and it was like only like half an hour. And like, well, this is supposed to be a feature-length film. And he's like, oh, well, let's just put some of my music videos in there then. So it was just like haphazard. Like they didn't really.
But they do throw Smooth Criminal into it quite well, and and then at the end, man, when he comes out to Dirty Diana.
I love that. Like these kids have been kidnapped, they've been saved, and all in time for Michael Jackson to go on stage and perform Dirty. No, not Dirty Diana. It's
it's Beatles come together, isn't it?
Yeah, come together. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. Dirty Diana is one of the is like a live performance, isn't it? But that is part of the music. Yeah. I love that version, man.
When it was coming out on VHS, I was like hassling all the staff of the restaurant to try and hire the film out for me. Okay, so sorry. Andy, please recap this film. Already asked 3 times.
Hey, what's that you say? It's Andy's articulate analysis.
Okay. All right, cool. So
that's not something you have to look up Wikipedia for. Yeah, you can basically write the plot on a bloody napkin.
I know. I'm trying to fucking get some more granular detail. So there's this guy called Don, and he's a very famous person, and he turns up at the premiere of a film, and he's interviewed by this lady, and he basically like tells the story of how he got famous, and like it's quite it's meant to be like hilariously funny. His line is like dignity, always dignity, but he's just the flashbacks is just him like being a bit of a clown and working his way up, blah 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 blah. He then meets on this journey this other famous actress, and then the two of them become basically, I don't know, the Jay-Z and Beyonce of this time, like without actually any real life relationship and love.
You've just given Hollywood some remake ideas.
Yeah, well, oh my gosh. So, yeah, basically, Don isn't in love with Lena, who's the name of the famous actress, but Lena is madly in love with him and a bit psychotic, I think. I am going to use the word psychotic. I think she's one of the worst characters, which is an absolute tribute to the actress who played this character. But oh my gosh, and she's mad. She thinks that she's having a relationship with this guy in real life. She thinks they're, going to get married and blah 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 blah. But it's all an illusion. So anyway, the films that they're doing early on in the film are silent. And then as the film progresses, they call it the talkie. So sound starts being introduced into cinema, and the rival film companies are using this. So then the film company they work for says, right, we need to do the same. And herein lies the drama and the humour of the film. So Lena is just like Barbara Windsor and Cat off EastEnders and an actual cat. She's got the worst voice you'll ever hear. So she might be beautiful on the outside, but just her personality and her voice is absolutely dreadful. So
she reminded me of Angelica from Rugrats.
Yeah, oh my God, great shout. So, so the premise of the film is essentially Dom, the star, he's escaping like some mad fans, and he's on a tram, tap dancing or whatever he's up to, and he falls into a car, and he falls into the car of an actress who's just lovely, played by Debbie Reynolds, and she's a great actress, got a great voice. And then essentially it's an hour of tap dancing and singing, and nice stuff happens. And Debbie Reynolds' character starts being the voice of Lena, because they're making this show, this film. I can't remember the name. It's something like The Cavalier or something. And it's an absolute disaster because Lena's voice is terrible, and she can't speak correctly into the microphone, and there's some humour and ha ha ha, blah, blah, blah. And then just as the film goes on, it turns out that Lena is just awful, like an awful human being, and she wants to ruin Don's love interest with this Debbie Reynolds character. And at the end, Lena gets her comeuppance. And that's kind of the story in a very bad nutshell.
How does she get a comeuppance?
Because she's on the stage at the end and she's singing, and then they open the curtain, and she turns out that she's just a big fat liar. She's been lying. It's not her voice.
Yeah, and it reveals Kathy behind. It's lovely.
Yeah, Kathy.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's.
And then Kathy's sort of trying to run away, upset, but then it's a beautiful.
Yeah, and then
ending.
in some Notting Hill-esque Hugh Grant, Julia Roberts type thing, they like, oh, I love you, and then there's and then they tap dance again for 20 minutes.
It's lovely, beautiful.
So I think that's it. But obviously, there's a lot more that goes on during this journey.
Yeah, there's some song and dance numbers.
Some song and dance numbers. But that's what I remember.
Andy, I'm guessing, has this film turned, did it confirm your prejudices, or are you...
So I'm not going to slate this film, and I'm not going to slate it because I've learned from you, Shafi, and the way that you just don't slate films. So I'm going to take a leaf out of your book, and I'm going to say the Singin in the Rain
wasn't my cup of tea.
Wasn't my cup of tea. I totally appreciate there are some lovely, and Dave's used the word nice a lot. And yeah, it is nice. It's a harmless, nice film. I actually thought the writing was cool. I love the bits that sometimes you were watching a film within a film, and then it came out, and I just thought it was really clever. I thought this is actually like a really good script here, and it's better than so many modern films in terms of the intelligence. And I got to remember it's in the 50s, so I might be completely talking up my backside here, but I remember at the end of it thinking, wow, this may have been sort of groundbreaking back in the 50s. Maybe not. I don't know if that's true or not, but just the way it was shot, and when they're walking through the film sets and just things are going on, I just thought there was a lot of smart stuff going on here.
Did you think Cosmo Brown? Cosmo Brown is hilarious. He's brilliant.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word hilarious.
Yeah, I would. I love some of his lines. His lines are so sharp and witty. He's like an early Jim Carrey-esque face, and he sings and dances. He's incredible.
So how about...
I just think it's important to mention how funny this film is. I think it is heartwarmingly funny. It really is a funny film. That's what it really draws me in. How witty, it's so witty.
I do agree. It's not. I wouldn't like. For me, so I had to watch this film in 5 different sections because I was just so.
Oh wow!
I'm not slating. Honestly, I'm not slating it. I'm trying to be extremely Shafi here. I think it's a very nice, harmless film, but it's one of the most annoying films I've ever seen. So
here it is.
I watched 20 minutes and then
the
I was
levee
like,
is broken.
Okay,
truth comes out.
So Andy, what was annoying about it?
I struggle with, if we're having this conversation now and then Dave's just said something like it was hilarious, and then if I just suddenly go, You know, Dave, it was hilarious, so funny. It was funny, and you're fucking. What the fuck is going on? Like,
That
no,
was
fuck you.
wonderful.
That's what you do all the time, Andy. You
Yeah,
break
I'm
out
an
into
idiot.
song. You
I'm an
break
idiot.
out into song whenever we
That's
say
how I
something.
want to live my life all the
Well,
time.
that's great, and do you know what? Good luck to you. But I have to answer these questions
on the
honestly and
bus,
truthfully.
on the bus in the morning. Tickets,
So
please.
yeah, so it was. I could only watch it in 20-minute chunks, and then like the last bit, I watched 30 minutes on Saturday morning when my kids were doing karate on my iPhone just to sort of pass the time a bit. So
This is so outrageous. No
but then
wonder.
again, there were bits where I was watching it on the like the actual Singing in the Rain bit. I loved that 5 minutes because that was like, okay, I'm watching an iconic piece of film history here. That was great.
I actually was on my phone for that bit because I've seen that bit so many times. Like,
have you? See, I've never seen it.
I'm
But I don't find like
I love about you guys switching between devices while watching the film.
yeah, because you can't watch this film in one go. It's just too annoying.
I did. I watched it in one go the first time, and I watched it in one go the second time.
Great, and honestly, I am really happy that you've enjoyed it because I'm not going to slate this film.
I'm going to digress here, just going back to the devices
But
thing.
you're like, oh, I could say something, but I'm not going to. This is good.
No, I'm not.
Just slag
I'm
it
not.
off.
I'm
I'd
not.
rather you were honest.
Yeah,
I'm not.
don't
I
worry
won't
about
slag it
traffic.
off. I won't
Say
slag it off. All
Say
I
it.
will say is it was
Pull your dick
just
out
very
and be honest
annoying.
with it.
But I appreciate there is some really great stuff in here. So the problem's probably more with me than the film.
Yeah.
But it is one of the most annoying films I've ever seen.
Boring.
That's it.
Let's
Not my
slag
cup of
it
tea.
off. Slag
Let's
it
poke,
off.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Let's poke Andy as much as possible. So he goes, all right, it's fucking shit.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
What's better, Singing in the Rain or Blood Simple?
Oh, no.
Singing in the Rain. Because it's shorter.
Singing in the Rain is perfect, and
It's not
you
perfect.
can't break it up and watch in 20-minute segments and watch some of it on your phone at a karate lesson. It's ridiculous. Like hanging from your head on a helmet with it. Like, yeah, I was walking to work and I had it hanging on the helmet.
All I was thinking during this whole film is I'm so excited about whenever Shafi's next choice is so I can watch a decent film.
Dave, you know when The Irishman was first released and everyone was talking about like Martin Scorsese was going all uppity about his film being he has to be seen in the cinema and all that stuff. I remember seeing this video of someone attaching their iPhone to their motorbike while they're driving and playing The Irishman, and it's saying and the caption underneath saying "Watching The Irishman in the way it's supposed to be watched."
Yeah, the way to watch The Irishman is to turn it on and then immediately turn it off. What a pile of shit that film is.
Oh,
I've not watched it. No, I've not watched it. I can't be honest.
Honestly, Singing in the Rain is this perfect 1 hour 52 minutes of perfection that has to be watched on the big screen. Imagine watching it at the cinema, just on your own in an empty cinema. That's
Andy
how
doing
you
the
watch
thumbs
it.
down there.
Yeah, and you're a professional hitman just watching it in the cinema on your own. That's the way you should
What are
do
you
it.
talking about? Yeah.
I mean,
He's talking about Leon, the professional.
Yeah, and
That's what
imagine
he's
you
talking
lived in a
about.
mansion, and imagine this, and imagine that. Oh.
Yeah.
admittedly, it wasn't actually Singing in the Rain that he watched. It was, I can't remember, but it was another film, but very similar. With one-way roller skates. But seriously, man, like, you shouldn't have done it like that, man. Like, splitting it up 20 minutes here and there. This is really out of order, actually. And I'm actually quite upset.
This might be the first film this is one of the few films from this pod that I've watched in one go.
We need to respect these films more. I know you're busy, careers and all that.
Kyle, you said you didn't watch it in one go.
No, I said I did.
You watched some of it on your phone?
No, when that bit was on the telly,
yeah,
I was
he
just
was
on my
his
phone
phone.
looking at Facebook or whatever.
Oh, I thought, right, okay.
We need to start playing the films with more respect. They should be watched
Yeah.
at night time in one go.
There we go.
No, I don't, listen, I don't agree with that it should be watched in one go because life gets in the way. But, however, I would say that try not to have it on your phone while your kids have karate lessons.
It was too annoying. I just wanted to get it over with.
Okay, all right. Well,
let's do the Broadway melody. Let's shake our hands and tap our feet.
I love how Andy's kids can batter him already then because they did karate lessons.
They were good at karate, actually. They were good.
okay, so over to you, Kyle. What are your initial thoughts of this film, your feelings, your opinion. What's your verdict?
I will eat my words, and I like this film.
Yeah,
it's a great film. I thought the first 30 minutes were really, really, really fucking good. Like, I was just sat there again.
So good, yeah.
And I was quite annoyed because I sat down and watched it with the missus. It's the first film that she's watched with me, and she was just like, oh, I can't be arsed with this. I went,
Yes! Yes! Keeping it real.
I love that, Laura. You're going, Laura, this is the one film out of everything that I think you'll like. And then, like, after 5 minutes, that's fucking shite.
I can't believe she's not seen it already.
Laura, let's put Jenica 2 on.
I know why she's from Liverpool, but anyway.
She was like, she's seen all South Pacific and all other stuff like that, so I thought she'd have seen this, but no, she hadn't.
Oh.
Can we put RoboCop on instead, please, Carl? I mean, what the hell? I thought, I'm so upset.
So the first 30 minutes were great. I thought that the make them laugh bit was probably the highlight of the film for me.
Yeah, it's genius.
That is just proper, like, that's like, Charlie Chaplin, even like Jackie Chan shit going on in there.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so. And to be honest, I'm quite surprised that Andy.
And he does the Homer dance at the end on the floor.
Yeah. I'm quite surprised that Andy said that the singing in the rain dancing. Every time I ask people's opinion on what their favorite song is of this film, and every opinion I've heard is fair enough. Singing in the Rain is, the clip that you'll see, and the image you'll see when thinking of this film, and of Gene Kelly, in general. But that song, Make 'Em Laugh, is just like virtuoso. It's just from beginning to end. It is just like it's
so good, man.
It's like, you have to just watch it from beginning to end. That particular song and that particular performance of that song is just incredible. And I'm just surprised that this film didn't get that many awards. It was sort of like
really underappreciated. Underappreciated this time. Because he's like knocking his face in a real Jim Carrey style.
How does he get his nose to stay to one side like that? I don't know how he did it.
It must have been like they kind of, the way they did it in the other thing, where they kind of cement inside your nose and stuff like that and let it dry.
Oh, okay, right.
It's mad.
And he's like doing flips off the wall and stuff. It's quality.
Yeah, so apparently what Dave was comparing him to Jim Carrey, but in a way, when I've sort of heard about behind the scenes thing with, about Donald O'Connell, and they said that he, in between takes, and also to like Gene Kelly's assistant and stuff like that, he would just like grab like random props and sort of start making jokes. And the thing is that there's one time he did like a whole, he was doing it for quite a while, and then the next day they were like, oh, Donald, do that thing you did yesterday, and like he couldn't remember because it was just so spontaneous. Oh, wow. So what they ended up doing was next time he was doing it, they were sort of just writing down notes, and then so they had a whole sort of pages of description of him performing that, and then Gene Kelly Arthur Freed wrote music to what he was doing with those props.
Yeah, because like when I'm saying Jim Carrey, I know he's massively different to Jim Carrey, but I just feel like it felt like you can just imagine him being like that all the time, in the same way that Jim Carrey is just this clown constantly, and it was just beautiful.
The bit where he goes about tall people have short faces and short people have tall faces. That was proper Jim Carrey, like face pulling shit, wasn't it? I love the bit as well when they're doing the Moses song, and he's just stood behind the guy, like pulling weird faces, and then just stopping to look at him. Oh man, really sorry that wouldn't come across well on a podcast
to the listeners.
That was a really good impression.
Kyle is gurning in the same way that those rave videos you see, and
or Shafi's sex tape.
Yeah,
sex wow.
God, yeah.
Siphon the Python.
We've all seen that. The Revenge.
Andy, you've just been doing the thumbs down throughout that tirade.
So I don't get me wrong, I get what you're saying, and it's good, but I don't think it's like the raving that's going on here about this guy pulling some faces and doing some flips.
It's the whole thing. Everything. It's just so beautiful, and he's such a good dancer. He's such a good singer. He's quite handsome.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not slating him off.
It's incredible.
But this whole, you keep saying it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You sound like Michael Jackson. Like, it was all right. It was good. He's talented, but it's not rocked my world. There's no Smooth Criminal.
I thought the rest of the film, rest of the film went down after that point. It was still good, but that was kind of like a highlight, and everything after there was kind of a bit like, oh. In fact, when the film had finished, I went and watched the first 30 minutes again straight after.
Oh, you legend. Yeah, because it's very funny in the first 30 minutes and stuff, and it does sort of go downhill. I quite like it when they're at that house and they kind of work out their plan. And then it's incredibly long.
Oh, God, Good morning. Oh.
Good morning.
That was on Strictly this week.
19 years old in that.
Sorry?
Yeah.
She was only 19.
Good Morning song was on Strictly this week. One of the people did it on Strictly.
Did they do the couch flip?
That couch flip was cool. That was cool.
Apparently that took 45 takes.
What, just because they kept mucking it up?
Yeah. So...
no, because they're perfectionists. They probably got it right.
Well, no. What it is that Debbie Reynolds is actually not a trained dancer. So apparently behind the scenes, even though there's there's so many different sort of stories, and some have denied, they've confirmed. But one thing is that Debbie Reynolds, she wasn't a trained dancer. Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds did not get along at all, because when Gene Kelly was basically the dictator, he basically made her life very difficult, because she wasn't
on the set.
Yeah, because she wasn't the actress that he wanted. He wanted someone who was who had a dancing background. And so regarding that couch flip, I'm guessing they wanted it spot on, possibly that Debbie Reynolds couldn't keep up. I don't know, but they're so. But they're also, so that song where they're the love song between them. What happened was that Debbie Reynolds, in one of the takes, she was so nervous because she was always being shouted at by Gene Kelly, that she basically was chewing gum just to sort of get some tension out, and then in between one of the takes she had to take her gum out, and then there's a bit with a ladder, the bit of that song with a ladder, and then she put the chewing gum on the ladder, and then Gene Kelly got it caught in his hair, and and he went mental apparently.
Oh no!
I saw that thing.
Didn't he have a toupee?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Because he was like bald. He had a toupee, yeah.
How did they do that thing with the scarf? Because that was incredible. Like, just
I
don't care about the dance, but the scarf thing blew my mind. I was like, how are they? Is there a wind machine?
Yeah, they had jet engines in the sky,
and they must have just been like moving. From
it was the same as 3 jet engines, just pulling it up. And
fucking hell! Really?
That's so naughty.
And they could just make it go left, and
that's filth. That bit, man, absolute filth. What? It just symbolises white stuff flying in the air. Making love, yeah.
No, it wasn't.
That's the only thing you see.
It was confetti.
It's a U certificate film, and you're like, you probably went to your wife, look, it's jizz.
Can't believe that's how mine works.
Look it up, mate. Look it up.
Blue whale. Blue whale was just jizz all over the place.
Or check out my sex tape.
God, we almost survived the whole podcast without jizzing.
I know. That's what I was saying.
Singing in the rain.
We had to do it
in the rain.
Jizzing in the rain.
Yeah, we had to. Oh, there we go. So that's the thing. I don't think. Well, I don't know, maybe Andy disagrees, but I think we're all going to agree that the MVP is Donald O'Connell, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, to the max.
No,
but so Gene Hagen's close second.
So, what do you think, Andy? Who's your MVP of the film?
Is it Lil? What's her
Lena.
name? Lena. Yeah, only because I couldn't stand her. I haven't disliked a film character like this in years. So I just thought she just played it perfectly.
So that's
absolutely perfectly.
So that's nothing like her real voice as an actress. And apparently, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe Carl, you've done your research, but isn't apparently the voice? The voice that Debbie Reynolds has like behind her when she's on the microphone behind her. That's actually that actress's voice. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay, right.
Say that again.
So it's sort of like an inception of weird. But I think that's what happened. So I mean, it just shows how talented.
I just thought she was insanely talented.
Yeah. It was a
really,
very good
really
performance.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Honestly, like really, really good.
Yeah.
The acting in general was quite cool. I'm not sure about that over the top director. I know he was playing an over the top director, but I was like, shut out, mate.
Yeah.
Who runs the studio? Do you still run the studio?
Yeah. So Gene Kelly, for me, he looks kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Am I the only one who thinks he?
No, I'm so glad you said that. I was like,
he's just like his face is so. It almost feels like Max Headroom. Like
I know he's the Jay Leno of the 50s. Honestly,
he's got this like very angular nose, and then there's not sort of like a bit of stubble or. But apparently, there's a scar on his face that you can see.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah,
on his cheek. Yeah.
And he said
but he is
that
handsome. He is handsome. There's no denying that.
Oh, just suck him off, Dave. Jesus.
If he gives us a review, I will. We're gonna have to do another seance, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like Ghostbusters or something.
Holy shit! Who's choosing Afterlife? I know we're watching Afterlife is the next film.
Just talking about that bit in Ghostbusters. That bit is on the exact line. Busting makes me feel good, but they muted the line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What?
So the Ghostbusters bit where he gets sucked off by a ghost.
Oh yeah.
So they play the music, right? The actual line is "busting makes me feel good." So he's busting a nut, but they muted the line.
Did they actually mute the line?
Yeah.
when does he get sucked off by a ghost?
Oh my god! Do you not remember that?
It's like a montage in the middle. Yeah.
Right, send me the link later.
Okay, so so that's what I sort of the feeling, and the fact that he
moving away from ghosts sucking off a man.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to this
moving away from
musical.
Bustin' makes you feel good.
Back to Singing in the Rain, a universal film loved by everyone. Yeah.
Much like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I think what I was going to say is that he looks sort of. He's got a weird face, but in a way that kind of makes him feel a bit otherworldly. Like, and he moves, him and Donald O'Connor move like, when they're dancing, it's like they're sort of out of this world, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
It's
really early doors when they're like playing the violins together and stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's
quality.
so good. It's so
and
good.
And also when they both like do that sort of double act on stage when they're wearing those stripy suits.
Yeah, they're like almost clown-like, aren't they? They get pulled off stage at the same time. They get pulled off. God.
Fucking hell.
Here we go.
God, Dave, stop.
It was always dignity as they're getting pulled off.
Yeah, diggity.
So, Dave, your highlight is that song?
No, hold on. You've asked Andy as MVP. We've not asked everyone else.
You guys both said it. That's what I said. That.
No, but then
you said you.
But then that Gene Hagen was close second.
Yeah. No, I thought it was like because there's four of them, and I thought all four were fantastic. Just I like films with a small cast because I'm so stupid. It makes me sort of enjoy a film more. I can keep up with it. God, I watched Copland the other day. Like, just so many characters, my gosh. But yeah, that opening sequence is so beautiful. Like when there's like, it's just contradictory to what he's doing. And they're like when they're like in the pool hall and they get picked up and taken out. And it's just so nice. And then they're pretending they were going to the theatre, but really they're trying to sneak into a film and stuff.
That reminded me of Pillar to Post. True Detective, when there's that scene where Matthew McConaughey's like telling the story to the cops of what he's, but what, and then you actually see what actually is happening. So like the voiceover is like completely different to what you're seeing in front of you.
Yeah.
But in a way, this film that's what this it's like a big theme. I guess an obvious theme of the film is facade, right? It's like what you see is not what the actual truth is, and there is a lot of the things behind the scenes are very different. And in a way, it's sort of like how we love to get meta here regarding when I was talking about Tropic Thunder and Dune, that what you're seeing these two people very much in love and everyone's sort of happy, but apparently it was just a miserable set. And even the Singing in the Rain sequence, apparently Gene Kelly had a really high fever, so he had to break the sequence up into so many times because he had to sort of just go back to his trailer and lie down and just like die and then go back on and get drenched by water. And apparently it kind of
took 2 days to film that as well.
2 days to film, which is crazy. Yeah.
Blimey.
Well, how did they? I mean, there's not a lot of cuts. It really is there in that scene. It's a lot of it's like one shot stuff. So did they just?
Well, it's.
How did it take 2 days then? Maybe there's just cuts you don't notice. I don't know, but there is some like, obvious cuts that you do notice, like when he's in that film early on, he runs into the building and the building blows up, and you can see the obvious cut. Of obviously,
when he was like a stuntman. When he was a stuntman, that was brilliant, wasn't it?
And it is sort of really well directed all throughout the film. The camera sort of moves in certain ways. It kind of slowly sort of creeps in, with close-ups, and then slowly kind of goes out so you can see the frame of like these two people dancing.
Did you know the make him laugh sequence? They had to do it all again. So they filmed it, and then he had to have a week off because he was so exhausted. He was smoking like 4 packets of cigarettes a day, and there was a problem with the camera, so he had to do the whole thing again.
Oh wow!
That's like more set problems.
Yeah, he smoked 4 cigarettes. I mean, to be honest, even for like an average dude, you'd be exhausted anyway, for doing all that. But the fact he sort of smoked 4 packets a day probably was not good. But then he said, wasn't it the parts where he ran up and down the wall? That was his brother.
No, his brother. He'd forgotten how to do it. Him and his brother used to do it as a kid. He had to get his brother back in to teach him how to do it.
Oh wow!
Anything else? What else do you want to say about this, Dave?
It makes me sort of want to watch a lot of silent movies, even though I know it wasn't a silent movie.
Please don't choose a silent movie.
I think we're going to watch The General. Probably be my next one. I really want to watch honestly, I'd love to watch The General. I think that'd be a great show. And then maybe City Lights, and then Metropolis. Oh, there's so many.
The worst bit of the film for me was when it was just like a fashion show for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what was the point of this bit?
I loved it. I just love costume design. And
then during the whole scarf bit, I was like, and you got the guys with the coins, flipping the coins. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And they did all that 3 minutes of dancing or whatever. And the female dancer was actually a famous dancer.
I quite like the kind of gangsters, and I like that.
But they did that whole thing just for that one-line joke at the end of it, where the producer's like, nah, I don't see it.
That reminded me of
I know we're going to
Way.
say... Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Smooth Criminal.
It reminded me of, the Bachelorette video by Björk.
No, blimey.
Fucking hell, no.
It reminded me of in Carlito's Way, where he's sitting there with his gangster mates, and then they dance together. It just, I don't know, that's what it reminded me of.
I mean, what else can we say about this film? I mean, you know what? The thing
it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch.
The thing that really winds me up about is when I see musical like dance sequences and an idiot of a director or a camera operator or a director of photography doesn't show the backing dancers in the frame. They're like behind like the people in the front, so you can't see this choreography that's going on. There's a film, oh god, I can't remember now. It's like a musical that's set in London. That was released just a couple of years ago on Netflix. It's with Michaela Cole. Those that have got Google, you can look that up. And, its intentions are good because it wants to do something different and it's sort of lively. It's set in London and it's got a great cast, but it really wound me up. It's like you're paying these dancers and you probably spent a long time.
Being so long,
that's it. Yeah.
Those of us that have Google, do you not have Google?
Well,
those of us with the old internet.
It doesn't make good podcasts and listening when the person who's talking is going, as they're sort of.
Yeah, but I can edit that out, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
like
anyway,
a magician, mate.
The magician, yeah.
Then have you? And what about? Have you guys seen 500 Days of Summer? Have you seen that film?
Yeah.
They have a little musical bit in the middle of it, and I get it's not a musical, and I'm guessing that the people did it just for like a joke, but they spent time. You could see that they spent time doing this dance sequence, but you can't see the choreography. They're just like you see the front Joseph Gordon-Levitt dancing and like a couple of other people, but all these people in the back, you can't see them dance.
Yeah.
So what's the point of having them dance? And those people should watch a film like this and go, this is how you do coverage. This is how you move the camera, you frame the camera so that you can see this person head to toe and what they're doing and how they're moving to the music.
I was listening to another podcast that was talking about this, and they made a good point that Gene Kelly was like, no, you have to show me dancing. You have to show, and if you look at all the shots, you can see full body and him and people around him dancing, whereas they made a good point about, I've not seen Chicago, whereas you don't really see full body dancing, you just see close-ups of their faces or close-ups of their feet, which is probably not even their feet.
What's the point? Yeah,
what's the point? I mean, there's lots of Indian cinema that do just watch lots of just go to ZTV and you'll be able to see you'll have a whole education of how to shoot a musical number. That's you if you're spending time choreographing, and there's a lot like fighting, to be honest, and goes back to my Mortal Kombat rant. You know, if you're spending time choreographing these scenes, shoot it and edit in a way that everyone can see the hard work that's taking place.
I've really gone off Gene Kelly. I never knew he was such a narcissist.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? Because
that is a shame.
He's like handsome, great singer, great dancer, good actor.
Now we find out he's just a ill-tempered chap.
The guy that wrote the songs after Freed, he was a real scumbag. He exposed himself to Shirley Temple, who's like 11 years old. And what? Who else? I think he ended up groping someone as well. But Dave's so-called lovely thoughts towards this film.
Ignore all that nonsense. Don't worry about that shit. You have to separate the art from
so
the
what you're saying is,
everyone
Shafi, the best guy in this film was actually called Adolf?
But Donald O'Connor was a nice guy, but just a heavy smoker. Yeah, we'll all agree on that. He was a nice guy. Just smoked 80 cigarettes a day. That doesn't make you a bad person.
That's mental. That's mental. And I bet they were like Marlboro Reds as well.
Yeah, no, even stronger, like Senior Service or something crazy.
No filters there.
Yeah, man, proper smoking, badass. Honestly, we're all going to live to about 150. Get ready, honestly.
But we're all going to die of microplastic exposure.
Well, I don't think Dave has got much of a liver left, so...
What else? I don't have to keep it. It doesn't keep guessing.
Wow.
All your body wants is consistency.
As he puts a can of beer to his lips and brings it down.
Yeah, my liver knows what to do.
Question for Dave: which of the dance moves are you adding to your repertoire?
I just love the sort of tap when they first start them sort of stereotypical tap dance, but then they do the kind of backward kicks on themselves. Like I can't describe it. The kick behind each leg, and they go like long out with it. I can't describe it.
I know what you mean. That is cool.
Andy, you should have got your sister in this podcast, but then she could actually describe what that move is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They do it in that Jack Reach music video as well. I want your body, everybody wants your body, so let's jack.
I don't remember Tom Cruise doing that in the
film. He could do that if he wanted to.
He could.
I can dance. I can dance.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Rock of Ages?
Yeah.
No. Oh my god, no. Why would you watch that?
Kyle, what did you think of Rock of Ages?
He's not in it much, is he, Tom Cruise? I barely remember it, to be honest. It was I barely remember it.
Yeah.
Hey?
It's Dirk. It's Dirk Diggler.
No. It's Russell Brand, Tom Cruise. Who else is in it?
What's her name? That's married to Michael Douglas, Welsh woman.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, is she in it? Is she?
We were just talking about it, weren't we? Chicago.
I love how she does an interview, like when she's on, like, the press tour and stuff, and she'll be like, "Oh, hi, I'm Catherine Zeta-Jones." Then, like, there'll be a random Welsh bloke interviewer. "Oh, hello, boyo. How are you?" Just slips back in straight away.
I know.
Yeah, she's got a white voice, I guess.
Oh, wow.
It's been a lot of modernism saying that the treatment of Lena is gaslighting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, as I was watching it, even the first time, it felt a bit odd.
Yeah.
It did feel kind of didn't sit right, but then it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's just.
I think the gritty 2022 remake would be, she's exposed as a fraud and then she overdoses of prescription painkillers the following day.
Right. Yeah.
She's just the villain.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that it's the woman.
But also, like, I don't know. I feel like she could have got away with using that voice in movies, in talkies.
What, in the ones that were set in ancient times?
Yeah.
No way, mate.
Yeah, I think
you've got to
could.
have your Russell Crowe voice for those.
Oh yeah, that Spanish voice that we know and love.
Yeah, whatever, mate. It was like
I'm
300
Maximus Aurelius.
It's the only way that works. That's one of the best films I've ever made.
You know what Dave said when he met Russell Crowe on the red carpet? He went,
let Dave tell it. Let Dave tell it.
No, because he's not going to admit it. He's not going to admit it.
No, I said to him, it doesn't get better than Gladiator. That's all I could think to say to him. I was like,
and then what did he say back to you?
Don't get better than Gladiator,
well,
Russell.
all right, mate, thanks.
No, he didn't.
He looked at me like I was the maddest person he'd ever met.
He just thought, like, what's...
Get out of my
How did he get past security? That's what I thought. That's what he thought.
Whatever. I just shook his hand and said, "Doesn't get better than Gladiator." I don't know why he was so. Everyone knows he's a bit of a diva.
Wankiest thing to say.
Doesn't get any better than Gladiator.
Doesn't get any better than Gladiator, Russ.
Oh, whatever. How many of you have met Russell Crowe?
What room number you in, Russ?
What's your name? What's your name, mate? Can we be best friends? Is that what you expect me to say?
Listen to this guy.
That was my finest hour. But Gladiator is a really, really good film. It is an amazing, amazing film.
Good.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so I think is there anything else that anyone wants to say about this film?
No,
it's nice.
I'll eat my words. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes, legend. Newlands. If you'd watched it,
I'll eat my words a little bit. It was, don't get me wrong. I'm not raving. Like it's like.
Honestly,
you're treating this like it's the second coming or something.
When you
it's
have
nice. It's
when you
nice...
have a night off, you come around to mine and we're going to do a Singin In The Rain and Blood Simple double bill. No interruptions.
I think I'm going to end our friendship right now.
And we're going to have a lovely...
and then you come around my house and we'll watch all the Fast and Furious films.
Now you're talking. And then watch
exactly. You see who has the better night.
All 5 Purge films back to back. Yes.
Yes, if you guys watch the Purge films, I am coming over.
Oh, mate. I'll tell you what.
You always say that, Andy, but it never happens. So.
Oh, well, let's do it. Let's arrange it now.
We should watch the Forever Purge together. I do think we should watch the Forever
Purge. Mate, that Forever Purge is nuts.
Have you seen it already?
I just clips on YouTube, and when the fucking barriers come down on the windows, it's like the American flag. Oh, it's the next level.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, let's do that. Purge party.
And pretend it's purging outside.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, imagine you were like an eccentric millionaire and you actually paid people to kind of attack you with Nerf guns and stuff like that, just to see if you could handle it.
And then your guest went to the toilet and found the half horsemen with massive dicks, and then it's been mental.
Listening back to that episode, can you say the word that's spelled HORSE?
No, that's why I called them. That's why I called them the pony people, because I knew you'd pick up on it.
Why do you pronounce it that way?
I can't say horse.
Hey,
I've never been able to.
Huscock. I was like, what is he trying to say there?
I thought
you were trying to be all Jersey.
People.
I thought it sounded Scottish. Huscock. It is a Huscock.
We've already established that Andy's Scottish accent is terrible.
My Scottish accent's amazing. I'd eat there, mate.
Yeah, spot on, man.
I'd like a battered sausage, please.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
you
great.
Sound like that character of EastEnders. Can't remember what his name is.
Trevor. He's in Batman. He's in the new Batman film.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, you sound like Trevor from EastEnders.
That's right. I'm in Batman.
More. I'd eat more. More.
Yeah, he looks mad as fuck now. He's got a massive grey beard.
And he's in the new Batman. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Has he ever been in a film? I can't.
Yeah,
Is it
I
really?
don't remember his name. Let me quickly look him up. The
For
Batman
those of you with Google.
IMDb. Alex Ferns, he's called. Yeah, he was Trevor in EastEnders. He's in Chernobyl.
What was it? Right.
Oh, he's in the Wrath of Man, which I've not seen yet.
Holy shit! It's like suddenly 20 years later, he's a movie
Yeah, and
star.
then the Batman.
But that's sort of like, you know, Finchy from The Office has suddenly got this movie career.
Yeah, because
he is the knockoff Sean Bean though for adverts, though, isn't he?
Yeah. There's something about it, isn't it? When you become sort of a bit older and you just look so rugged and stuff, you can sort of become...
No, but he wasn't that young in The Office, was he?
He was 30 in The Office. Isn't that insane? He was like 29 in The Office.
He's in like Coen Brothers films, isn't he?
Is he?
He's in Coen Brothers films. He was in The Green Knight.
He was in The Green Knight. He was in The Vivovich.
He was in that Everybody's Talking About Jamie, that film that I fucking hated.
So back to the podcast. There's Kyle and Andy. The fact that you're eating your words. Let's say if someone else announced a musical, would you be more open-minded for it or not?
What's that line from The Simpsons where Bart says to Homer, "So, Homer, what did you learn from this experience?" He goes, "Absolutely nothing." No, I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I'd watch it, but no. It's a bit like, you know, sometimes at work you go on these courses and, like, you know, you go on them for 2 days and that's it. And
you go on the courses.
Okay. Oh, it's outrageous. It's outrageous.
Go on, you go on a course, go on.
Nah, whatever. Forget it. Make them laugh.
Let's do our one-word reviews.
It's the one-word review. The one-word review. The one-word review from us to you.
Except for Dave, who says, "Oh, so beautiful. It's just beautiful."
So we'll start with Kyle. What's your one-word review?
A splash.
Andy, what's your one-word review?
Karate.
and Dave, what's your one-word review?
Big Mama Jean.
Big Mama Jean. There you go. Nice. All right, cool. That's great.
That's good. That's good stuff.
And so the next choice is Kyle's. Now,
oh, yes, here we go.
Kyle, I think I'm going to have a guess of what you're going to choose, because I think I've figured out what you're going to choose.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Freddy Got Fingered.
No, we've all seen that, man.
Daddy, would you like some sausages? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Okay, I thought because you were sharing lots of memes from it, and then you were talking about
man,
film
backwards
really
man. I
stupid.
can talk as fast as you can, and the backwards man. No, right.
Okay, so anyway, Kyle, what is your next choice?
Shafi might have seen this.
I think that the caveat to this is, but it doesn't matter if Shafi's already seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Go on.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
my choice is 2021's Willy's Wonderland.
Oh,
What?
Oh, right. Okay, right.
Is this a porno?
It's a Nicolas Cage film where he plays pinball.
Sounds awesome.
Willy's Wonderland.
It's on Sky, so you can all go around Andy's house to watch it.
All right, guys.
I don't know, how am I
Isn't
gonna
Shafi
watch
going to
it?
go mental, though, because it's 2021?
Yes, 2021. Come on. Can we at least be a bit more inventive?
Oh, Kyle, this looks quality. But you can come to my house and watch it.
And now it's that time of the week where we check the popcorn post bag.
It's the popcorn post bag. Tweet us if you're feeling glad. Success or fail, send it in an email. Popcorn post bag. Leave a like so we can brag. Maybe read it out on air. The popcorn post bag, yeah.
Dave, what have we received in our popcorn post bag?
Yeah. So we received a letter handwritten from Anonymous. So it's entitled 4 Guys Just Having a Laugh. 5 stars. Wow. You don't need to be a film buff to enjoy this podcast. Easy listening and funny. As 4 guys each pick a film that none of the others, and probably you, have not seen. The topics usually goes off key, includes jokey insults towards one another, but this is balanced with informative and cultural discussions that engages all types of audience members except maybe children. Overall, the podcast is great and one to add to your library. note, it gives me inspiration on what films to watch next, including Blood Simple, Podcast Joke.
Does it really say including? Does it really say including?
Oh,
Dave?
yes, podcast
Or does it
joke.
say excluding?
It says including. Thanks, guys, and keep up the good work. Oh, he says it does say excluding. Yes, sorry.
It says excluding,
my
doesn't
film,
it?
I'm going to say is including. I'm like those ginger twins from Good Morning.
You can't edit
I'm those ginger
the
twins from
popcorn
Good Morning
postbag to suit
Vietnam. I
your
edit
fucking
it as I
love
want
for
it.
that shit film.
God, I could get sued for that. Yeah, sorry, apologies. It's excluding Blood Simple, but whatever. That should be the first film anyone watches from this list.
Definitely not.
Actually, I promised people I was going to learn to read after last week, but I forgot. So next time, I promise I will learn to read.
Well, that's good. What lovely words to receive.
Yes, thank you very much to the person that reached out and posted a review.
And
And
Tokyo 711.
okay, well, thank you very much, Tokyo 711.
Yeah,
And
wow. So we really are global. Miami last week, Tokyo this week, like literally the four corners of the world.
Can our Mexican viewer please get in contact? That would be really cool. And our Serbian viewer as well.
Yeah.
He's hoping to have reviewed a Serbian film on the podcast. And for those that don't know, if I was you, I would not Google a Serbian film. Let's just not. Just don't do that. They're getting Andy straight away on it.
No, don't.
No, please don't Google it.
Oh my God, what is she doing? Have we gone from Singing in the Rain to a Serbian film? I'm mad. That's insane.
You spoiled my next choice of film. But anyway. Like Tokyo 711, there are ways you can actually reach out to us. And Kyle, take us home.
Well, listen to the song that was played just before. It's all explained in there. Yeah, get in touch with us. Please send any questions, comments, praise, hate mail, or one-word reviews to the popcorn postbag at whodroppedthepopcorn@gmail.com, or like, follow, harass us on Twitter at whopopcorn, or on Instagram at whodroppedthepopcorn. You can also leave a review on your podcast app, and please remember, like and subscribe. You've been listening to Who Dropped the Popcorn. We really appreciate it. See you soon. Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh.